My friend Alex says that I don't brag enough about all the ways I've been right in the past. So I'm going to give you 7 ways I was right about Russia, okay? And they're not the usual, like, points that I've got people fighting for the past week on social media. Maybe they're a little, well, I'll let you judge for yourself. I had a piece that I put together as guidelines for myself and embedded them in many essays and monologues over the past 2 years called How to Talk Sane About Russia. Now, they were, 1, charges of collusion have been raised but not proven. And I felt strongly that was important because you can't run with something that's not proven. You have to have evidence. Number 2, too many Democrats have engaged in wild speculation and made unproven allegations. And that's people on MSNBC, that is certain politicians whose Twitter feeds and social media streams were entirely Russia, Russia, Russia all the time, while people are still trying to make it through life and pay their bills. Number 3, don't get ahead of the story. Now, I never said that collusion was impossible. I don't think any of the so-called Russia skeptics did. I merely said if the evidence isn't there, it's irresponsible to talk as if it is there. I think truth is a value of itself. We should honor the truth, regardless of whether it's more fun or more politically expedient not to. Let's see, the next one, I forgot where I was on the count, but the Russia story is being used to purge the left. Now, isn't it funny? I mentioned that in our conversation earlier with Ryan Grimm, but I maintain what I wrote back then was true. Whatever the Russia story turns out to be, it will be a story of oligarchy versus the majority. And I hold that, Hotel Trump Tower, hotel in Moscow, what the story behind that, whatever it is, that's a story of oligarchy. Putin did not have an asset in the White House with Donald Trump, but Donald Trump had financial interests in Russia. I don't doubt that, or wanted to have them. I also have been maintaining for a long time, and am on the public record about this, that journalists should have really been following Trump's money trail to Saudi Arabia. I think they'd find really interesting stuff there. Next one of my principles where I think I was right, Russia's influence. Oh, by the way, in terms of purging the left, I don't want to get off that too quickly. Isn't it convenient that this has proved to be a way to go after the people who are trying to push the Democratic Party in a better direction and simultaneously exonerate the people who lost the election of 2016 and lost a lot of elections before that as well. Now, whether it's Donna Brazile, former DNC chair, saying that communists in Russia are stealing our elections, duly wrong, because Russia is ruled by oligarchs, not communists, and it turns out they'll steal our election. We'll see about that. Now, I very politely tweeted to Donna Brazile that, they're not communists. She should correct that. And, of course, she blocked me because that's what people do nowadays. Joy Reid calling leftists Putinites, classic way. It's a very kind of totalitarian, demagogic response. My next point was that Russia's influence on the election has been emphasized at the expense of more decisive factors. Well, that gets to what I've just been saying. It kind of exonerates the wrong people, and it allows them to purge their ideological enemies, or try to. And lastly, my last point, the story was being used to hype a new Cold War. And man, that's really worked. They've gotten away with it. Any idea Trump had no political space to lower tensions with Russia. Tensions with Russia are higher than ever. We still have tens of thousands of nuclear weapons aimed at one another. Well, great. Are you guys proud of yourselves? Maybe going forward, we can have a more rational political debate. The best I can say is I've got my fingers crossed.